as schools, legislators, and parents try to figure out what to do to prevent another tragedy like Uvalde. Some suggestions include arming school staff. Very few Washington schools already have armed administrators, and we spoke with one which says it is successful. In a special report, Eleni Dow went to the Kiona-Benton City School District to see how it measures that success and explains why the state superintendent is against the policy.
This scene haunts many parents, time and time again, from Sandy Hook to Uvalde, Texas.
There's a huge sense of community.
Mom Kim Phillip grieves with those suffering parents with kids who will never return home.
You expect them to pick them up. I can't even imagine how, as a parent, you would react, or you don't get to tuck your baby in that night. But I think that we can do so much more.
Doing more, Phillip believes, is arming more school staff.
Across 3 of its schools in the Kiona-Benton City School District, its administrators are armed. So that could include the principal or any other office or district staff. However, the superintendent couldn't tell me exactly who was armed for safety reasons.
The policy has been in place since 2015. The community does know about it.
Arming is just one, I think, really good solution and deterrent for our kids, for our safety, for the safety of the teachers and the administrators and the janitors and anyone else that works there.
Superintendent Pete Peterson wouldn't specify how many are armed, but says there is a sufficient amount. He believes this policy the board made years ago is forward-thinking, as there's only 1 school resource officer for its 3 schools.
Our local agency is the Benton County Sheriff's Office, and I think anytime you're a rural school district that maybe 10 to 15 minutes away at best from an armed response, that sometimes school districts have to take a little different look than some other school districts that have a much faster response time.
Peterson wouldn't say if those armed have the gun on their person or locked away, but says staff do have to qualify for a concealed carry permit and pass classroom training. They also train quarterly with law enforcement. Armed administrators are not required to go under psychological evaluation, but the district could ask someone to do it if they feel it's needed.
It's entirely for the safety of students and staff.
State Superintendent Chris Rakedahl, however, is not a fan of arming anyone in schools, saying it could create more problems. But it's not his decision to make. State law says it's at the discretion of each district.
Every one of these circumstances, I ask, are these people really prepared from a psychological standpoint to kill one of their own children in their school in a dangerous situation?
The folks who have volunteered for that have made a conscious decision that they're going to be heading towards a problem if it comes right down to it, as opposed to trying to defend from the outside.
The question now is if teachers could be armed.
At this point in time, no teachers have asked for it, nor have any of the local decision makers come up with a good plan to expand the program to include teaching staff.
Arming administrators is only one part of the district's safety plan, which Peterson believes is successful, even though no administrators have had to pull a gun.
How do you measure success with something like this?
I think the success of any school safety plan is just, are your students safe on a daily basis?
It's a policy that will continue with the support of parents like Phillip, believing it's just another step that will help her kids come home.
I have absolutely no doubt that they would do everything within their power to protect my children and the children in their care, but having that extra tool to protect, I think, is a really good option.
In Benton City, I'm Eleni Dow, 4 News Now.